Brian, what are the plans to address the pension programs and the state deficit?
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so this goes back to what I said when I first started here. We continue to tax and spend and raise spending. Last year alone, in the budget, my opponents will not say yet where they stand. The spending was raised $1.2 billion. How can you ever get ahead of anything if you keep raising the spending? Our pensions are not fully funded. We have a deficit. We are the highest, we have one of the highest debts in the nation, but yet the democratically controlled legislature and Phil Murphy continues to spend. Now, I'm a small business owner, and you just can't spend money that you don't have. I don't understand how they can continue to do this. The answer is simple. We rein in spending. We pay for what we can actually afford. We start to prioritize. The pension is important. Schools are important. We need to start funding our obligations and cut things that we can no longer afford to do. We need to stop the tax and spend. And either my opponents are okay with raising spending $1.2 billion and they support the budget, or they don't. And I hope that they're so eager to get up here that they will tell you once and for all. And if they can't tell you an answer, and I hope they do, how can they vote on anything in Trenton?
Okay, thank you. Lisa.
So I think the question was actually about our pensions, and that's a really important issue for New Jersey. If you've been paying attention to this pension issue, we have been falling behind on our pensions since the Christie Whitman administration, and it's been governors and administrations from both parties who have kicked the can down the road. And unfortunately, that piper has to be paid now. I believe that our state has had 11 credit downgrades because of the fact that we haven't kept up with our pension obligation. So Brian Bergen talks about making sure that we fulfill our obligations. Yes, that is one of our obligations. We need to make sure that we're paying in our pension plans because we're all paying the price for not paying into it. Downgrading our credit rating, that's bad for all of us because it raises the amount of money that we have to pay back. So I think that we need to commit to paying back our pensions. And I think that we only, I also agree that we only spend what we bring in. Thank you.
Thank you. Darcey.
Pensions are a huge problem for New Jersey. And if there was a simple solution, we would have already reached it. But any solution is going to require pain, and it's going to require compromise on every side. But I'm interested in hearing a little bit tonight about what the Democrats have done to dig this hole. But I would point out that Governor Christie vetoed annual pension payments during his administration. And so I think that some of this blame has to fall on the guy who wrote the rules but then didn't fulfill them. So right now we do have a package of 27 bills. It's Steve Sweeney's Path to Progress. And it is trying to tackle the pension problem. And in any piece of legislation that is that broad, there are things about it that you are going to like. There are things about it that you're going to be interested in. There are going to be things about it that you think you can't support. I think that one of the things that I like about the Path to Progress is that it is, as a project manager, I can tell you, you have to assess whatever situation you're in and look at all of the ways forward. And then you need to have a vigorous debate. A lot of the Path to Progress is taking a look at what our potential pathways forward are, feasibility studies, and then you go back and you do a post-implementation review to see if they're fit for purpose. That's a starting point. We are going to have to be digging out of this hole for a long time, but it started in the 80s, but we're going to end it in the 20s.
Thank you. Tony?
Thank you. Boy, our opponents never let the facts stand in the way. Whether you like Governor Christie or not, the truth of the matter is that Governor Christie made more payments into the pension system than the last 5 governors combined. And that's a fact. The only one that he didn't make a full payment on was when there was not enough money in the budget without raising taxes to pay for it. And the Republicans on the Budget Committee proposed cutting the budget enough to make that payment. And it was rejected by the Democratic majority, and instead they raised your taxes. That's the truth. And you can look that up, because I was there. I served on the Budget Committee at the time. So, get your facts straight. You come up here, you say things that are half-truths, and you don't even know what you're talking about half the time. I mean, you know, Brian talked about the budget. You're talking about you can't spend what you don't have. Yeah, you're talking about making a full pension payment. They can't be made without raising taxes in your budget. So where do you stand? Yes or no budget? Where do you stand? That's really simple. And it tells everybody that you're just saying what you want to say to get elected. You're not willing to tell them the truth of what you really believe.
Thank you. Okay, we're about to listen.
Morristown.